Hello, everybody. So tonight is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about essentially DeFi and how to earn some free money using DeFi. Can't wait to talk to you about it. I have some ideas that I want to run by you and sort of hear your perspective. So right now I'm just going to wait for some people to join, and then we'll jump into it. All right. Whoever's with me, let me know. I know some people just jumped on. Essentially, I want to talk about ways to earn some free money tonight. Do things a little bit different. So let me know in the chat. Just going to give it another minute before we get started. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So I was kind of pondering this new sort of idea for me, at least, which is it's something that I've wanted to explore and I wasn't quite ready to explore it, but now I've been sort of devoting a lot of time lately to try to understand DeFi, essentially decentralized finance, right? Because there's some really, really smart guys out there money just understanding the tokenomics, understanding what's going on and how, if you sort of know the projects well enough, if you know sort of how they work in terms of the tokenomics, you can make a crazy amount of money. You could actually even make free money. So how do you do that, right? So how do you make free money? Well, this is what I was thinking about, and it's more of a theory, but it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. And that is one thing I'm strongly considering is putting up my Ethereum as collateral on Venus protocol, right? So there's different borrowing and lending platforms such as Aave, Compound, Celsius, BlockFi, a whole bunch of them, right? Well, what you could do is you can take your assets, you can put them up as collateral, and then you can borrow against your collateral. So you still have your assets, but you borrow in addition to having your assets. Then you head over to Terra, which is paying out right now a 19.5% yield on your money. So let's say, hypothetically, that you could borrow some money at an interest rate of 3%. Let's actually just go and find out, right? Because I've gone through a bunch of these, but I'll just sort of show you an example. Let me go over to the Venus protocol. Let's see. So let's launch the app. I won't even connect my wallet, but so here we are, right? So we have these APYs. So let's say I wanted to go out and borrow BUSD, right? A stable coin. It's going to cost me an APY of 3%, which is basically nothing. I mean, this is a tiny, tiny amount of of interest that I would have to pay on the borrowed money. And so let's say I go out and I borrow $10,000. I put it up against my Ethereum, and now I get the extra 10,000 in BUSD. And then we head over to, let me see if I could find out where it is again. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. See if I can pull it up. Let's see if it'll load. Okay, so this is great. This is a good example, right? So here we have stations. We have Terra, right? So if you guys aren't very familiar with Terra or the Luna project, we can talk about that in a whole separate video. But essentially, Terra being another layer 1 solution, right? So you go borrow your money on the Venus protocol. You head over to Terra. And you can see here you've got a 19.49% APY on your money, right? So for your UST money, or yeah, essentially on UST. So you take your BUSD that you borrowed and you put it up in the Anchor protocol on Terra, and you earn your 19% on a stable coin. So you borrow against a stable coin. Well, you borrow against whatever asset you have for a stable coin. Then you stake that stable coin inside of the Anchor protocol, and you earn your 19% and you pay your 3%. So right off the bat, you're looking at minus fees somewhere around an extra 16% on free money. This is just totally free money. This isn't money you had to do a damn thing for. This is freebie, very low risk. However, there is some risk, and we'll talk about it, but this is essentially free money. So what are the risks? Well, the risks are that as you put up your collateral on Venus, right? So you have to have an asset to borrow against. Just like if you got a mortgage, you'd have the house as an asset that you're borrowing against, that the bank could take at any moment. Well, the same goes for these other lending platforms. They need something that they could take at any moment. So you put it up against an asset like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, whatever you've got, pretty much. Whatever is allowed on the lending platform. So, here we are. If we go to the supply market on Venus, we can see what they would accept, and then you could mark it as collateral and then go over to the borrow and borrow against it. Pretty simple stuff. I haven't done it yet, but it just seems like a no-brainer. And I don't know why everyone doesn't do this. So the risk is, if you have, let's say, Ethereum, and you put up $10,000 worth of Ethereum, and the Ethereum market drops in value substantially, let's say a 70% drop, right? Well, let's say you put in $10,000 and you want to borrow $5,000 against your $10,000 worth of Ethereum. And let's say they let you do that, right? But now your Ethereum value drops down to $7,000. Okay, well now, as you get closer and closer to the $5,000 loan, if the value drops low enough, you're going to get liquidated. And so they're going to take your Ethereum because they want to cover what they lent you, right, to make sure that they get your cost. And a lot of times, and I don't know if Venus does this, but a lot of times they will have a liquidation fee on top of that. So you could be paying an additional like 5% or something if you hit your liquidation. So now that's only if you think you're going to see a significant drop based on your available credit. So those are some things that you have to think about when you're gonna borrow money in order to put it up, essentially, and earn the free money. Whoever just joined, comment in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let's talk about it. But but essentially that's sort of how this would work, right? And I'm very tempted to do so. So now you have to ask yourself, well, is the is Terra the best place to put your money? Well, it's the safest because it's a stable coin. It's always pegged to the US dollar. So there's that. But are there better places? Yes, there are. And so let me show you one of the better places you can put your money. And that is, folks, into Charge DeFi. This is the big reveal. If you just tuned in, well, now is the time to tune in. And so here we are. You can see you can earn 3.2% daily. That is variable, but still think about this. Your bank account will pay out 0.01%, right? If you're lucky, you'll get a 0.5% or something, but you're going to get nothing. That's for the whole year. Here, you're getting 3.2% daily. Okay, and so I have invested pretty heavily into this. If we head over to the boardroom, you could buy Charge, which is their currency. Charge is currently selling for $944. And the stable coin is currently pegged at $1.30, ranges from 80 cents all the way up to $1.70. And so you buy your Charge, you throw your Charge in here. This is the APR that you're earning. So the APR, not APY, because it's not taking into account the compounding effect. So if you actually consider the compounding effect, this APY is going to be crazy. If now the thing to remember though is that this changes all the time. This is highly variable. This depends on how many people have invested into this protocol. But at least for now, things are good. This is a great way to quickly earn a few bucks, and it pays out daily. You can exchange your static for BUSD. It's kind of a no-brainer if you have extra cash. Would I want to throw it in here with borrowed money? Maybe not, but it's certainly a lot more high risk than investing it into the Terra stablecoin. So that's something you got to consider. But I mean, look at this. Look at the APRs. Look at the APRs on this. This is crazy. And there's even they even have farms. This is Charge DeFi, guys. Charge DeFi. So you have static BUSD, you have Charge BUSD. You can throw them in the farms. So what I like about the farms is there's no lock on your money. So you can take it out at any time. You can essentially you create the LP tokens, you then invest the LP tokens, and you can just pull them out and sell them whenever you want. So nice way to earn a little extra cash, and kind of limited risk. Fairly limited risk because it's still an algorithmic stable coin, being the static token. Essentially, Charge has the three tokens, the Charge token, the static token, and the Pulse token. I'm not going to go into how they all work. You can check that out in the documentation. But the yields are crazy. The yields are totally crazy. Now, there's even a better way to do this. So when it comes to their yield farms here, you could connect your MetaMask and invest and throw it in this way, and then every day claim your rewards and then reinvest them and compound them manually. You could do all that if you want to do that. If you want an easier solution, you can throw it into Beefy Finance. And let me just scroll down and pull that up. So right here, you can see the APY on the charge BUSD LP right now, the compounded interest is 4.19 million%. Unfathomably high, and even on the static BUSD LP, 864,000% APY. So it takes the APRs and converts them to APYs, and this does auto compounding. So you don't have to go in and click claim or do all of that. It'll just keep compounding your tokens. So you could put in a fairly small amount of money, compound it, and make a killing doing this. So this is what I'm testing out. I threw some money into this today, and it's going to be a strategy that we're going to see if it bears any fruit, but it certainly looks promising, and I can't wait to see what the results are. So with that said, would I want to throw in the borrowed money? Oh boy, it is tempting. It's real tempting to go out there, borrow against your existing assets, take that money, throw it in here. You'll be able to pay off that loan in no time because you essentially earn the free money to pay it off. And then it's just, then it's all clear skies. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to position myself. And this is what has been consuming my mind for days now, is trying to figure out what strategy to come up with that will generate the best yield and reduce my risk and things like that. So that's what's been on my mind, guys. I wanted to share that with you. And now if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them and take them now. So I'll give it a minute for you guys to throw anything out. If not, then I'm going to take off. All right. Looks like no questions for tonight. I'm going to end the session. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.